Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams Midwell Willamette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And Summit Cleaning and Restoration. For all your cleaning and restoration needs, go to summitclean.com. Good morning. Are you ready? I am ready. Let's do this. We're going to start off with Kermit. There we go.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't miss that opportunity. Start the day off right with The Experience.
There you go. Well, welcome everybody to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, Nupi, Pacific Standard Time. There we go. We have made that change, and we are ready to roll. We're here for you every week. And before this, and by the way, we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And before this, every week, we are on Instagram Live, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And our sponsor, the Glitter Practitioner, Dr. Nupi Arora, one of our guests today, along with Mr. Devin James, who's with us today, who's in the house, the Portland man. He is an Oregon boy. We're good to go. So we've got Oregon covered today. Yeah,
we got three of us from Oregon and one from the UK. So once again, an international show here on The Experience.
That's right. International. And we are ready for some exciting times today. You know, I am so blessed to have both of these people as great friends. And Devin is just an amazing creative guy. And I wanted to start the show off today with some work that he has done for our other guest, Dr. Nupi Arora, with her brand story. And, you know, it's so important. I had a marketing with Russ earlier this week. Your business, you need to tell that story. People are compelled and they're drawn in by your story. They're not drawn in by a bunch of features and benefits. And they want to know what your story is and how you can relate to them. So, Scott, if it's okay with you, we're going to start off with Nupi's brand story that Devin did this morning.
Let's do it.
Follow the light through the storm. And this is not a light that warns. It's a light that forms on the pathway ahead. So you can maneuver around disaster instead of getting stopped by the obstacles. It just takes changing the obstacles. And then the impossible turns to possible. And then the storm lifts. You're no longer adrift. Breathe, focus, you've got this. Ahead you see a figure, a kind soul, and on the inside it feels like you might glow. Your endless cycles of cyclones have been turned to a breeze that just slightly blows. You're adorned with glitter, where you literally feel like a kid again. And this is when you realize how much of your life you've missed. And then you talk more with Dr. Nupi Arora, who will holistically change your aura where you and the new you won't be like strangers. No, you'll be like friends. Because this whole process is simply life-changing.
So,
Well.
Nupi, I know I cut it off early there, but I wanted to just give everybody a taste of the things that Devin does and, what Nupi is all about. And Scott, you and I think we'll talk a little more at the end. Let's just get the ball rolling.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's bring our guests in.
Okay, so here comes Dr. Nupi Arora, always ladies first, in the house. Woo-hoo.
Hi. Hello.
My
Thank
little,
you so much.
my little sis Nupi. She's
Thanking
here.
you. Thanking you. My light's a bit crap, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Never
You're
mind.
all
I will
good.
stop fiddling. I'll stop messing around.
Yeah, stop fiddling.
Hi. Good morning to the both of you.
Yes, so good to see you, and good afternoon to you over there.
Thank you.
Yes, and so Nupi, give everybody a little snapshot of who you are and what you're up to these days for the few that do not know.
With pleasure. So I am Dr. Nupi. I am the Glitter Practitioner. As you can probably tell, my eyes are a bit tired because my dog's been really poorly, so I've not had much sleep, but yeah, you can see that. So I am a doctor. I'm a general practitioner, family physician in the UK. And I'm also a spiritual and transformation life coach. And my passion is all about empowering others to truly understand their whole self-health needs. And to sum it all up, I am passionate about root cause medicine and whole person heart-centered care. And I use my F-list framework, which I created through a really rubbishy time post burnout 12 years ago. And yeah, my brand story is, I think, really represents the feeling, the process of working with me through my coaching program, which is called Find Your Fizz and Flourish. So that's it in a nutshell. That was actually quite quick, I thought. Thanks.
That was really good.
Great.
Thanks.
You're getting good at that. Yeah. And so we're going to just bring in Mr. Devin James right off the bat here with you because he is the creator of that masterful brand story. How's it going, Devin?
I'm good, man. Looks like we got organ in the house, man.
Indeed.
That's it.
Indeed.
We do. And, I love your voice in the brand stories. I know you did one for Raquel Boris, who's a really good friend of Scott and mine as well. Give us a little snapshot, Devin. Who are you and what do you really do? What can you do for people?
What is it you do?
I don't know, I would call myself a visual storyteller extraordinaire. But it's more about flow with me because there's elements of my being, which is flow therapy, which is the poetic side, which you heard in Dr. Nupi's brand story. That comes out. There's the art side, which you also saw in her brand story. And that's what I'm trying to bring together with these brand stories is everything that I've learned over the years that it's reflective of me. And it's how I can help other people become their best selves by just telling their story. I love to tell stories. That's my game.
Right.
Well, you're a flow therapy master. Sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it. Jump in there, Nupi. Take over. Show takeover.
Yeah, you took over my show.
I took over your show. You might as well take over
time.
our show. There you go.
Yeah, but I think it's it's what I said in when I gave feedback and the testimonial and a recommendation is that how I guess I intuitively tune into somebody's health needs, and I just put it all together with my science background and a very open-hearted, holistic background. That's what you do. That's exactly what you do. You really tune into somebody's soul, their essence, and bring it to life with music, with sound, with visuals. And it's your voice. That's the power of what you do. And you basically do it like that. I mean, he does these flow therapies in like no time. Sorry, I'm just very proud. I sound like a right old granny. Ain't he good, eh? Sorry, right. You can speak for yourself, young man.
Yeah, So everything basically she said. But yeah, I've really tuned into words. Flow therapy got me through a rough time, you know, like that was how I processed everything. That was technically how I went from alcoholic to non-alcoholic. That was how I booted it. So
And Devin, can you talk a little bit explain a little bit about what flow therapy is?
So flow therapy it's taking, in poetic terms, everything that's going on right here. And it's just, for me, because poetry has been my medium for a while of really finding what's going on. Sometimes you don't know until I start putting it in rhyme. And then that's when those choice words start to pop up. That's when those words that you didn't even know was possible and was in there start to pop up, and you go, oh dude, I'm okay. I'm actually really feeling that. So then you write it out and then you speak it. And it's basically a process of writing it out and speaking it. Because for me, the writing is cool. The writing gets it done, but then being able to actually talk about and speak out what you're writing and then speak it out in a way where you're owning it, then it becomes, if something's bothering you, then it becomes something that you start to reclaim what's bothering. You start to get kind of on top of it rather than being underneath of it. And so it's just been my way of processing stuff and getting it succinct in how I say it.
You know,
it's jump right in there, Scott. Sorry.
Well, I was just thinking that, you know, so much of our lives are the emotional aspects, right? And that's deep in our brain below a level where we have the capacity for language. And that's why we need artists and poets and musicians. We need those because that helps give expression to the emotions for which we don't have the words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Nupi, go ahead.
it's sorry, I am really kind of here.
Take over. Come on, Nupi.
Thanks. Well, no, because this is I'm passionate about this because it really mirrors my F list. But it's when you come out of your thinking conscious mind, actually, because that's where all you can get really blocked by what I call the critter chatter, and it's all the smoke in front. And it's when you start delving and tapping into your right side of your brain almost, and it's the creative side, and you allow yourself to sort of observe and with no criticism, hopefully, and you learn how to do that. But it's seeing what's coming up, and then it's a form of processing. So it's what we use. It's evidence-based. It's all these are like positive psychology tools that we talk about, and it's, you know, a form of journaling as well, creative writing. It's all that. And the reason it's gangsta is because of the music, and it's just really relevant. It's brilliant. I love. I don't know if the flow therapy thing that Devin does is amazing, and I don't know if you've got any clips or anything. Have you got any clips, Russ?
Well,
to put you on the spot.
I played the clip right off the top, so yeah,
okay.
that's the clip for the day. But you know, I mean, really, all of the information for Devin and you will be out there today, and people really need to reach out and check out what's going on, because how he can really help with that story. Because as we talked about in the very beginning, stories are so powerful. Stories grab you emotionally. This is why we watch movies and we watch stories, because we want to know the story, right? And that's the ups and the downs. That's the other thing that I talked with a real good storyteller earlier this week, and that is, even through the struggles of life and through all that you're going through, people want to know what's going on. Then they want to see that the star of the story overcome those challenges. So
Yes.
I just think that's so good. Devin, how long you're doing some marketing in Portland in your day job, but how long have you done the flow therapy?
I mean, it really started again with that was my introspective delving into myself, and that was 2011. So it's been around for a long time. I didn't start to take it publicly because that was kind of like my way of processing, why am I drinking? And then I started taking it publicly probably around like 2017-ish. So it's been more of a public thing for about like 5 years-ish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a natural. I mean, it's what God intended you to do because you're so good at it. And I think a lot of times it takes, that's one thing I've loved about LinkedIn and the whole medium online. It's allowed us to just really build community all over the world. And isn't it so funny, Devin, that you live 45 minutes from me, but Nupi, who's in Manchester, England, introduced you to me, and you're only 45 minutes away. I mean, it's crazy how the world works.
Right?
Oh, it's crazy. It really is, though. But just to come back to the storytelling side of things, it's how we connect. It goes back to the olden times of how people come together, and it's a shared narrative. It's what brings you together, and that's the, before, I guess, in the ancient times, you'd sit around the fire, or there'd be the medicine woman or the healers, and you're sharing, you're passing things down generation to generation. That's powerful. But yes, I know what you mean. It's like complete opposite ends of the world, and you're there. And Randy Nash actually is just around the corner from you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that expression of creativity, right? So writing, drawing, singing, dancing, whatever that expression of creativity is, we're born with that. And watch little children, right? They're all singers and dancers and painters, right? But there's a time when that fades away, and it's kind of the time of self-awareness. Oh, there goes our dog. It's the self-awareness. and it's really when we start to care what other people think.
Yeah.
So there was actually a test they did with jazz musicians where they had them play straight music right off the score, and then improv, right? The improvisational aspect, which is a huge part of jazz music. And they looked at their brains. They did a functional MRI, and the interesting thing was when they were being creative, it wasn't what was active in their brain. It's what was turned off. And it was the part of the brain that says, I care what other people think.
Yeah.
So if you want to be creative, which you should be, then stop caring what other people think about your singing, writing, dancing, painting, whatever it is.
Yes, absolutely. 100% there. And I think it's when you become, you have this as a child, you're all for it. You want to just try everything, and there's no inhibition essentially. But then as you get older, you have parameters put around you that this is the way we expect you to behave. And yes, okay, there needs to be some level of boundary, but it's that freedom, isn't it? It's being in touch with your inner child as an adult. And that's actually really hard for some people because of maybe what they've experienced growing up and the protective layers that you form. And that's when you're sort of the ego mind and you start closing things down. So where you would have creatively done stuff, you just go, oh no, I haven't got time for that because I'm now an adult and I must go to my job and do this because that's what grown-ups do. And I'm like, no, quite frankly, which is why fun is part of my F list. It's rediscovering the things that maybe you used to love as a child and making time for that and bringing in the creative side. I've put it on my prescription, which is the F list. But yeah, I think it's about getting back in tune with like little Nupi and just embracing that.
Yeah.
Keeps you young as well.
That's the thing I love the most about that brand story, Devin, that you put together for Nupi is when you learn to become a kid again.
Yes.
That whole thing, it just reminds me that we lose the joy of life. We lose the real really the greatness all around us and appreciating what's going on. Instead, we're all locked into what we have to get done. I am one of the worst offenders. I admit it. We get so locked in, and you have to appreciate what's going on. You got to appreciate the little things, and just being a kid and just being joyful even in the midst of, a kid falls down and skins his knee, cries for a minute, and then what happens? They
Boom.
pop up and they jump
Yep.
back on the swing set.
Yeah.
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 That is a good lesson right there. You have your
Absolutely.
scuffs and your things in life. Just let your mom or your wife or whoever give you a big hug and make you feel better, and then off you go. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
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 So
Absolutely.
Devin, so we we could talk forever and ever today, but I want to make sure that people know some practical things about you. So this whole concept of the brand story, wonderful. And I'm watching this today and I'm thinking that is so amazing, but I really have no idea how do I work with Devin? How do I reach out to Devin? What can he actually do for me? Does he charge me $5,000 to pick up the phone and call him? Give everybody a little bit of practical information so they can know, oh yeah, that sounds okay. I can reach out to him.
Let's see here. The best way to reach out to me is right here on LinkedIn. Brand stories like the one you saw for Nupi, the going rate now, it's $1,500. So that's what you're going to get right there. It's going to involve music. It's going to involve voice. It's going to involve visuals, whether it's pieced, because Raquel's was pieced. She had some pieces that I didn't have to do, but it was kind of like a smattering all thrown together. And I study the brand. I attach feeling. So basically what I realized what a brand story is, a jingle gets in your head and it sits in there, and you recall it. I remember stuff that what I heard when I was a kid, but a brand story not only gets in your head, but it gets in your heart. So then it attaches an emotion to what you saw with a product or a service. And then it gets people even more attached. If that's what they want, then there's an emotional side to it. So
Right.
Honestly, reach out to me on LinkedIn right here, since you guys are watching this here. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You can just, all it does, what we do first, we just start with a conversation, and then we see what you need, and then we just talk.
Yeah. And I love that. And, as you're talking, I'm thinking because, so anybody who did not hear it, Devin and I are going to be working together. He's going to be illustrating a children's book that I'm going to do. And Devin, what I was thinking is with the outline I have of the story, we're going to collaborate some more, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to let you help me integrate some rhymes into the actual wording as well.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And so this is how it works, people. When you're watching, you're listening, you're paying attention, you're looking at the value that Devin and Nupi have, and you're thinking, how can I collaborate and work with them? How can I make things better? Because like Scott said at the show before this, the experience backstage, that sometimes when we let go of things and we ask for help, people do it better than we could do it.
Yeah.
Can we believe that? Somebody could do it better than me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I can tell everybody that everything good that comes out on these things is probably Ever in the background doing it all for me. So it just has my name on it. I get the credit and she does all the hard work. But no, anyway, Nupi. Okay, so you on a practical level, your F list, your coaching, all of that, your guidance for people. Give everybody some practical information about how they can work with you.
Okay, so you can find me on LinkedIn, essentially. I'm usually on LinkedIn pretty much, but I'm also on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. But I do the 2 live stream shows that I have, and usually I'm doing like a karaoke song where there's a message attached, which might reflect something either I've been feeling or it just kind of springs to my mind, and I shall sing that. And there's always a message attached. So I've always got my contact details on there, how to book a call with me. essentially book a call. So if any of this resonates, using my F list, I'll be having some resources which will be downloadable. I'll have a landing page and a website coming very soon. There's been a bit of a hitch and a delay, but essentially my Calendly link is pretty much all over LinkedIn on my about section, and just reach out to me basically, and let's have a chat. I'm calling the first bit Chats with Dr. Nupi, and then we'll take it from there. It might be that you don't need a full 12-week one-to-one coaching program. There's essence consultation and a discussion, a deep dive. There's lots of different variables because everybody's unique, and you might just need a little bit here and a little bit there, and that's the magic of glitter.
And that's the magic. In fact, I hear that your live streams are amazing.
Yes,
I hear they're amazing. That's what the word is on the streets. Yeah.
I know. I mean, they're really
Fabulous producer behind the scenes. Yeah.
I think
There you
I might
go.
be. I think the show and maybe the producer even
Yeah.
might be getting an award
I've heard
soon.
good things about your producer.
Yeah.
Really
You know what
good.
I think? Devin, here's another thing I think we should do. I think we need to redo the opening for the Glitter Practitioner and actually incorporate some of that brand story information into that.
Ooh,
So we'll talk about that too.
very
but-
nice.
What about the beats? I love my beats. I love the drum beats.
Yeah. Well, yes, I didn't say you can't use that. It's your show. You can use whatever you want.
Boom, ba-dum, boom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
ba-dum, 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 ba-boom.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you
It
see.
definitely gets you going.
Exactly.
On the fly
Exactly.
creativity right there.
There you go.
Exactly.
On the fly creativity. Well, listen,
Mhm.
you two are amazing, and I am blessed to know both of you. I'm blessed to have you both as friends. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We are going to, as Nupi would always say, don't go anywhere. We're going to come join you in the green room in just a minute. But hang tight. But we're going to say goodbye for now.
Thank you for having us on.
Great
Thank you, Russ.
show.
I
Great to see you
appreciate it.
guys.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Scott.
Blessings.
Thanks, Scott.
Ta-da! Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
That one could have been, well, I had a few things I know that we wanted to talk about real quick. That could have been a 3-hour show.
Well,
So
I
everybody that's watched,
actually I could see that as a weekend seminar. Is bringing Devin and Dr. Nupi in and just having a great weekend experience with people. So there you go.
Well, you know,
there's
and that's
an
part of the
opportunity.
experience of life, right, Scott? Because as
Yep.
we are talking, ideas are churning, thoughts are
Mhm.
moving, collaborations are happening.
Yep.
That is what we really want to encourage everybody out
Mhm.
there to be doing. Really reach out and work with people, collaborate. We are better together. And Scott, tell everybody what you've got coming up here this next week besides your new book. Tell everybody about your book too.
Yeah. So Veronica Jeans and I have just released, this is the workbook for Freeze in Action in the Face of Business Crisis, how to react when the unexpected happens. You know, so many times the amygdala part of the brain, fight, flight, or freeze takes over when in a business we're faced with a crisis, which could be a pandemic, could be economic crisis like what's going on. It could be the loss of a key employee or vendor or key customer. And so what you want to do is go through the process where we help you map out your strategy, map your business into a one-page business plan, and then identify the risks. And with every risk, there's opportunity. And so how do you save your business, but also capitalize on the opportunities that are presented? So it's in the book. Go to stopinaction.com. You can get the book on Amazon. And also there's a course that goes with it, which is free and will help you do this, apply this to your business. So Freeze in Action in the Face of Business Crisis, now available.
My favorite part of that whole thing, Scott, is that in every crisis or any challenge, or no matter what you're going through in life, there's opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I want to encourage everybody. The reason you want to work with D. Scott Smith, the reason you want to be connected to him is because he's always looking at the opportunity, the possibility, the positive side of things. He's my friend too, so you need to connect him. I mean, he's my friend. There you go. That should be enough right there. So
You're
Hey,
too kind. And what do you
I,
got coming up, Russ?
I got surgery coming up.
on Friday. Yeah.
I am, yes. And, this is where I am learning what we talked about. And I want to talk about this, and that is learning to ask for help, learning when to back off.
Yeah.
I am horrible at this. I am getting Nupi is one of the people that's been all over me about doing too many things. My beautiful wife, I've been overdoing it a little bit, trying to get ready for this. And so this is where we all need to take a moment, slow down, and think about what we're doing and how can we adjust to not overdo things in life and ask for help. Get people like D. Scott Smith says that are better than us in certain areas that can help us, can scale our business to grow and to do great things. There's a lot of people that are super smart, smarter than me, that have outsourced the majority of their business to others. And they are very successful because they're getting people plugged in where God has talented them and given them those abilities to be great at what they do. Like, for example, Devin's going to be illustrating my book. I wouldn't even try it. And if I did, it would be a disaster, right? That is not one of my gifts. And so you got to recognize that. Sometimes it's blatant like that. Some people can sing like Nupi, and other people can't sing at all. And so, and they probably shouldn't. They should probably do everybody a favor and just not do it. No, that's not true. God says make a joyful noise, so you should make a joyful noise.
Well, I don't know. Yesterday was my friend Matt Rouse. It was his birthday. I called him up and I said, "My gift to you is that I will not sing. Happy birthday." Well, Russ, it's the world is praying for you. There's so many people all over the place. Great comments from Emily, great friend. Thank you for sharing. But Russ, the world, people around the world are praying for you this Friday.
Well, and that is a blessing. And I want everybody to know I will keep moving. The live streams will keep going in spite of being down on my butt and with my leg up. I can still be virtual. I can still be online. That is how I will be acting. So it'll be great to stay in touch with everybody. Thanks everybody for reaching out. And I think, Scott, that's about it. And how did I miss your birthday yesterday?
Pardon?
How did I miss your birthday yesterday?
No, it wasn't my birthday. It was Matt Rouse's birthday.
Oh, it was his birthday. It was
his birthday. And I called him up and I told him that I was going to give him the gift of not singing. Yeah.
God, oh my goodness. I was thinking, how in the world did I miss your birthday? My brain heard that in reverse. So there you go. Oof. Okay. Well, that's great. I'll have to make sure, and I'll call Matt and I'll get Nupi on and we'll sing him a duet.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
All right. Hey, listen, everybody. It has been an amazing time here with everybody. We're so thankful. People still commenting. And, I want to remind you, please share this. Get it out to everybody, right? Get it out to everybody and let them know that the Experience Live with Russ and Scott is on every Thursday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Experience Live with Russ and Scott has been going for now. We're in season 4. Super excited about that. You can connect with me and Scott. We love to connect with people. D. Scott Smith for Scott, russhedge.com for me. But the one thing I really want to remind people to do, and that is to connect with us and subscribe on YouTube. Why? Because you get it's like a library of content. You get all the past content and you get all notices about future content right there. The experience.video is all you got to plug in. The experience.video will get you to our YouTube page, and you can watch to your heart's delight, but you can binge the Experience Live with Russ and Scott this weekend.
Yeah. Cancel Netflix, forget Hulu, forget Disney Plus. Just binge the Experience.
That's it. So please do that. Please subscribe. We really would appreciate that. And please connect with Scott and I, russhedge.com, dscottsmith.com. All of the information is in the comments, and all of the information is in the show notes, not only for us, but for our fabulous guests. It's clickable. You can click right on it. You can make sure that you're connected to all of us because you want to be in a community where amazing things are happening. And we are blessed, Scott and I, to be part of that community. So, all right, Scott, I think that's it for today. What do you think?
It's a wrap. It's a
wrap. So thank you, everybody. Until we see you again, have a great day and a great life, and
enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.